Hi, good evening, everyone. How are you? Hope everyone is fine. Okay, so today we are going to study a very important concept in Java, which is an OOPS concept. OOPS stand for Object Oriented Programming System or Object Oriented Programming Structure. So, OOPS is a methodology or a way of designing a software or a program using the concept of classes and objects. And why this oops is favorite topic for developer, or why this oops is used mostly in every programming language. The reason behind is using the oops you can write a very clean code. You can standardize your software. More than one developer can work on a same software without dependent on the another developer. It's promote a teamwork. That's why the OOP is very famous. Now, let's take an example what exactly OOPS is and why it is important and why it's favorite topic. Let's take an example. Suppose you guys have make a software in an year 2015. You make a game, you launch in a Play Store. Okay, after 1 year, you got a very good review from the different user, and now you thought ki let's modify your code so that you can attract more user, and let's change some more features or add some more features in your software. So what you will be going to do? Will you able to write the code again? Will you delete the whole code and you will be writing the code again? No. If you do this, it will take a lot of time. So what you are going to do, you will be using the same code which you have used in version 1. You'll be just extending the features which are there in the version 1. And this you can do with the help of OOPS concept. And more than one developer will be working in your game. And this can be only possible if you have used the OOPS methodology to design your software. Then only more than one developer can run independently without interacting the features of other. So in short, we can say OOPS support faster and easier method to execute a code. We can say OOPS support a clean structure for writing a program. You can easily modify, debug and maintain your software. You can easily reuse your code. Now we have seen a very important term classes and object when we were defining the OOPS. So what is a class is? Class we can say is a logical template to create an object, or we can say class is a blueprint for creating an object, or it's a blueprint for creating the program or the software. Let's take a real life example. Suppose whenever you are going to make your home or your house, so okay, do you start directly making your house with the bricks and with the cement? No. What you do? First, you design how your house should look like. You go to a designer and you ask him to design your whole house. If you like that, then only you start making your house. Same, class is just a blueprint. It's a logical thing how your software or your program should look like. Okay, but you might be get confused if the class is a blueprint. So what exactly an object is? So object is a real world entities. Basically object exist. Suppose you got a blueprint. Now you are going to make your own house, so you'll be using bricks, you'll be using cements, you'll be using different things, and that is called an object. Object basically exists in real world, and the object, if it exists in a real world, it should be have certain features. So what are the features an object contain? An object contain its identity. It must have an identity. It must have a state. it must have a behavior. Let's take an example. Suppose you started making your house and you are having a you started with the bricks. So bricks, this is the identity. It is having a state. It's a solid state. It is having a behavior. Okay. So object should contain all these features. Any doubt? Anyone? Okay. No. So what we have covered so now we have seen what is an OOPS is, why OOPS is a very favorite topic for the developer, and why what is class and object is. Okay. Now let's move to our next topic. So OOPS is having a pillar. If you want to implement OOPS in your software, or you want to build a any project which is implementing a OOPS concept, you must know its pillar. What is the building blocks for making a OOPS? So OOPS support encapsulation. It's having a four pillar. One of the pillar is encapsulation. Another is abstraction, inheritance, and polymorphism. Okay, let's go in detail one by one with a real life example. So what is an encapsulation? Let's understand the first feature of OOPS, encapsulation. So the principle of encapsulation entails that all the properties and method of an object is kept private, safe from the interference by other objects. Okay, what does it mean? So encapsulation is saying कि protect your code so that the another object or the another person cannot use it. For example, suppose uh let's take an example. Suppose you are going to make a car. Okay. Now, whenever a car is made, some features should be private. Private means no one can edit that feature. For example, you get a car, the car is having a color, okay, the car is having its car number, and the color and the car number, these are private, you can't edit it. Okay, this is, and there are some features which are public. For example, to start a car, okay, this is public. So we can say encapsulation is a way of making your code either private or a public, or hiding the code so that the another object or the another person cannot use it. Encapsulating the code. Any doubt? Anyone? Fine. Okay. So let's move to another pillar of the OOPS concept, which is an abstraction. Now, abstraction is same as the encapsulation, but we can say it is an extension version of encapsulation. Abstraction is saying that I am hiding all the unnecessary features from the user and giving that only feature which the user want. Means it is saying that abstraction basically help to make the code easier and simpler. It's hide the internal complexity of the code and give us a very clear and simple code. Let's take an example. Suppose you have a car. Okay, right? Now you started a car. So are you interested that how the car is started? Whenever you press a start button, then what happened? What are the internal features of it? Are you interested? Tell me. No, no one is interested. You are only interested that you click on a start, the car gets start, and you started a driving. You are not, you don't want how car is starting, how the engine is starting, what are the internal feature is. No, you don't want. Abstraction is doing the same thing. It is saying, okay, I am going to hide all the complex features from the user, so that the user is having a very good experience. His user experience is getting enhanced. This is called an abstraction. And it out. Okay, so we can take one more example. Suppose you make a game. Okay, now in that game you make a method attack to any person. So are you interested how the code is written and how things are happening? No, you are just pressing an attack, and the that villain is attacking on some person. So you are not interested in the internal features, what exactly happening is. Okay, understood and out. Okay, so let's understand the another features of OOPS concept, which is an inheritance. So what is an inheritance? Is, we can say inheritance, the term in means we are inheriting something, but from where? We are inheriting something from its parent component. So as we have seen that you have make suppose you have make a game version 1, which we have discussed earlier. Now you want to make a version 2. So what exactly you are doing? The version 2 is having all the features which the version 1 is having, and you are adding some additional features in version 2. So how this is happening? You are using a concept of inheritance. Inheritance is saying that whenever there is a child component, the version 1 was a parent component, version 2 is a child component. Whenever there is a child component, it will inherit all the features from the parent component. Okay, you don't have to rewrite the code again and again in the child component. Okay, and it out. In version 2, we are not going to write the code again and again. All the code which are there in the version 1 is already present in a version 2. Let's take another example also. Okay, if you guys are confused. Suppose uh you have a car, you have a car. Okay, any car. Suppose it's the BMW only. Okay. Now car is having some features. Car can start, car is having some wheels, car is having an engine, car is having a light and all. Now you are going to make a truck, and you are going to make a bus, you are going to make a van, anything. Now do you see that most of the functionalities the car is having, and the same functionalities a truck is also having, right? Car is having engine, car can start, car can accelerate, car is having a brake, and the same features a truck is having, but the truck is having some additional feature. So we can say that we started from a car, and the truck has inherited the property of car, and it is adding some additional features also in the car. And we don't have to make the class truck from the scratch. It just inherited the property. Okay, and it out. Okay, fine, no doubt. Now let's try to understand our fourth concept, which is the polymorphism. This is the fourth pillar of the OOPS concept. Now what is a polymorphism? As you can see a term, poly and morphism. Poly means many, morphism means form, many forms. But what is a many form? Who is having a many forms? So some class or some person may have a many forms. So polymorphism is saying that a single functions can have a many form. Let's take an example. You have uses inheritance. Okay, suppose there is a parent class A, and there is a another class B. B is a child class of A. Now B is having all the features which the class A is having. Okay, but B wants some additional feature apart from class A. So we can edit the method in class B. This is called polymorphism. Suppose you make a class car. Now car is having a four wheels. You make a function inside it. Wheel should be four. Now there is the class truck which is inheriting the property of class car. Now the truck, what truck will do? Truck will just simply edit the feature of class wheel and it will be giving that it is having an 8 truck. So what exactly is happening? The class car, sorry, the class truck is inheriting the property, and we can say the class B is having many form. It is having a two form. This is called polymorphism. Any doubt? So these are the four pillars of OOPS concept. Now we'll be studying in detail. We'll be seeing some code, and will be deep diving in each and everything. So do you have any doubt?